Welcome to the Grants Qualification Training for District 5440 for the 2018-19 Rotary year. I'm Jim Epstein, and I'm going to be presenting this training. This training is designed for president-elects and presidents of clubs. The training that is actually for people implementing the grants is a different training that is on the grants website as well. The agenda for today is that we will go over the grant scholarships and opportunities for 2018 and 19. And then we will continue on with a little bit of detail on the grants process itself. The Rotary Foundation and the Rotary District are your partners in community and youth development. And this is really the best way to think about how to use the Rotary scholarships and grants that are offered by the district. Let's start with the local community projects. The Rotary clubs in District 5440 have available to them Centennial Grant projects, which are a maximum of $1,000 from the district with a $500 contribution from the club. In addition, this year we're going to do set aside $15,000 for literacy Centennial Grant projects. These are the exactly same requirements and process as a Centennial Grant, except that the funds are dedicated to literacy, which is a focus for this year. In addition, we will continue to do district grants, which are up to $4,000 from the district, with $4,000 from the clubs. Or if a club wants to do also only contribute $2,000, we will still contribute $4,000. So we will double, for each of these grants, we will double the club money. We started the Rotaract Interact projects last year, and we're going to continue them again this year. These are grants that are offered to Interact and Rotaract clubs with a maximum of $500 from the district, with $250 coming from the Rotaract or Interact club. These grants go through the regular Rotary club that sponsors the Rotaract Interact club and use the same process as other district grants. Of course, we will continue our international community projects with both district grants and global grants. District grants will be a maximum of $8,000 with $4,000 from the district, and international global grants will be a maximum of $200,000. Of course, that's a very large grant. Typically, they're less than that. And again, we will double the money coming from the Rotary Club up to $12,500. Scholarships, we will continue the same thing we did this year. Of course, any Rotary Club can submit a Peace Fellow candidate with no cost to the club. And by the way, none of these scholarships require any funding from the Rotary clubs. The second type of scholarship is a undergraduate scholarship, which is $2,000, and these come from 6 regional scholarship committees, which we have in a district. So there will be 6 of those. And we will have one global grant scholarship for international study abroad, and that's for graduate level work, and that's a $30,000 scholarship. The timeline for these are the Peace Fellows are the first thing in May 31st. District grant applications need to be in by June 4th. By June 30th, clubs have to have $50 per capita in order to be eligible for global or district grants. October 1st is the deadline for Centennial grants, November 12th for the International Graduate Scholarship, and on December 3rd, all unused funds will be available for grants, second grants or additional grants that clubs have not yet submitted. All of our grant information is now on matchinggrants.org. And that includes the district grants, where the complete application is on matchinggrants.org. And for global grants, the pre-application is done on matchinggrants.org to request the matching funds from the district. And for global grants, the actual application is done on the Rotary International site online. Global grants are also the way global grant scholarships are done, and they are the same process as a regular global grant with slight modifications for scholarships. Now I'd like to go into matchinggrants.org. This has been a very valuable tool for the district, and one of the benefits is that everybody can see what's happening. You can see what's happening with your grants. You can see what's happening with everybody else's grants. In addition, you can actually see grants in other districts as well. Not all districts are on matchinggrants.org, but I'm sure there's at least a dozen or maybe more, probably more than that. So you can see there's two sections of on the matchinggrants.org. One is district grants and the other is global grants. So if you're going to look for district grants, you would click on the circle under district grants. Then if you want to check on your projects, you find your project in the list. It's much easier if you do a search. You can see the red arrow at the top that indicates the search area, and you search on District 5440 projects, and a list will come up, and you just click on the one. This one indicates the youth camp outhouse project from Thermopolis. Once you click on that project, to find out the status of that project, you click under history logs, and that will give you a running tabulation of all activities on the project. Very valuable if you want to find out anything about where your projects are. In addition, there's a lot of information available to you on the district website. Under the Grants and Foundation Info tab, you'll find resources about the foundation, resources about grants, and also this grant qualification link to this will be provided on there. But please use the district grant website if you have any questions. Scholarships under a different tab, and you'll find all the information you need about the scholarships here. The main page gives you all the details of the dates, and then under the files on the left-hand side, you'll find the applications themselves and other information about scholarships. Peace Fellows are under a different tab altogether, and this will give you the information you need if you have a Peace Fellow candidate that you would like to submit. We have a committee, a subcommittee under the Rotary Foundation Committee in the district for peace and conflict resolution that is led by someone from the Rotary Club in Fort Collins, Bill Timpson, and he's the one that also can help you if you have a candidate for a Peace Fellowship. Another tab that's very useful on the district grant, on the district website, is the trainings tab. And here you will find all the trainings that you'll need. There's trainings for the grant qualification, which is this training. There's district grant training for those people who are going to enter a district grant. It's a short video, just like this one, and people can use that prior to submitting a grant, and this will help them greatly eliminate some difficulties. There's also training for global grants. And down at the bottom, there's a training for foundation committees, people on the foundation committee, what you need to know if you're on a Rotary Foundation committee within a club. So let me also talk a little bit about the allocation of funds for 2018 and 19. We have a little bit less funding this year than we did last year. I would say about $10,000 less. For district total and centennial and literacy centennial grants, the total is $69,713. For international global grants, we have $85,715. $12,000 are allocated for the 6 $2,000 district grant scholarships, and $15,000 has been allocated for another global grant scholarship this year. So here's what club presidents need to do. First of all, you need to complete the grants training online. Another very important thing is to provide the names and contact information of the people in your club that are responsible for the Rotary Foundation, scholarships, polio, and grants. This is so that we can send them information that's critical for their being able to apply on time for these various different activities. The president and president-elect needs to sign a memorandum of understanding if you're going to apply for a global grant. In any case, you always have to keep bank records and grant information, funds and receipts for all grants. This is required for both district grants and global grants. You don't need a separate bank account for district grants, but you do, if you're going to be managing the funds for a global grant, you will need a separate bank account. But if you're doing district, centennial, or literacy centennial grants, you can do that with an existing bank account, but you need to keep the bank records so that in case we get audited, you'll be able to show how the funds were allocated. You need to ensure that the grant project leaders keep all their receipts. In other words, obviously you're not going to be sitting over their shoulders, but you need to let them know that that's important. The presidents need to sign and authorize grant applications and reports. And on the district website, there are instructions on how to do that. And then the other key thing is to enter foundation goals. The annual fund goals must be met to do any grants or any scholarships. And you should additionally have plans to meet those goals. So here's the total grant qualification requirements. For all grants and scholarships, the presidents for 2018-19 must watch the online video and submit answers to the qualification questions. And they must submit the annual fund goals for 2018-19, as I mentioned before. So this will qualify you for both centennial grants, Rotary Intergrant grants, and literacy centennial grants. In addition, if you want to have a district grant, you'll have to have a $50 per capita donation to the annual fund in 2017-18, which is this year. The same thing is required for global grants, but in addition, as I mentioned before, the president and PE must sign a memorandum of understanding. And additional for global grants, the primary and secondary contacts must complete the global grant training online. There's really very good resources available to you. For one, the district has set up grant cadre that are organized by the Rotary 6 areas of focus. So if you have a project that is in one of our Rotary 6 areas of focus, like peace and conflict resolution, water and sanitation, disease prevention and treatment, we have a cadre who can help you along the way, especially with the people who are the primary contacts on these projects. In addition, we have foundation mentors for each club that will help you with any questions you have on the foundation. There's a foundation for each group of clubs. I think the maximum any foundation mentors has is about 5. And you can find their names by clicking on the foundation mentor contact info that's on the district website. So the next steps to complete the qualification training is to complete the questions, the qualifications questions that are on the website as listed here, the same website that this video is on, and send the answers to me, the District 5440 DRFC, at the email shown. And one of the other things is you can do with those questions is you can also ask questions. So that will really help you if you have any questions, since normally on videos you can't ask questions, but in this case, you can send them in with the questions and I will get the answers to you. So I hope you have a very good year of presidency. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact your foundation mentor, your grant cadre, or myself. Thank you. Bye.